Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we're going to go back and take a look at Phyrexia All-Be-One in the draft booster box form. So I'm still waiting on my Commander Masters pre-orders to arrive, and since I won't be able to open a box, analyze it, and get a video out by Friday, we're just going to kind of go with this draft box. So there's still some value in Phyrexia All-Be-One. We got 36 chances inside of this box to find some of that goodness. Obviously the big hitters are going to be Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, as well as Sheoldred is available in the Concept Praetor form. And we also have a Traxa, which does still hold some value. So let's just go ahead and crack these things open. We do have pull tabs, which means that they're Japanese printed. So it should be easy to go through 36 packs relatively quickly. All right, so we're going to kick this one off with a Rebel token, followed by a Swamp. And then we are going to see a Catholic Crucible Goliath coming in, rare showcase, very nice in foil, followed by a Phyrexian Vindicator. All right, well, that's a pretty good first pack. And then we're going to see a Tainted Observer, followed by a Watchful Blisterzoa, a Trawler Drake, Basilica Skullbomb, Glistener Seer, the Dross Pits, Sheoldred's Headcleaver, then the Mandible Justisar, Zealot's Conviction, a Hazardous Blast with a Bone Picker Scourge, and an Adaptive Spore Singer. All right, so that was pack number one. Pretty decent. Got ourselves one Mythic and one Rare. There are currently no commons over $1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run all the packs like this one. So we've got a non-token token, got ourselves a basic forest there. Then we're going to see a Conduit of Worlds, followed by a Nimraiser Paladin. Then we're going to see Nahiri's Sacrifice, followed by a Serum Snare. All right, and there you go. That's how we're going to run all the packs. I'm just going to kind of talk to the rares, mythics, and uncommons, and then we'll just swipe through the commons at pretty darn fast speed. So we got a Phyrexian Might, followed by a Mountain. Then we're going to see another foil rare, Argentum Masticore. All right, and then we're going to see a Razor Verge Thicket coming in as our main set rare, followed by a Cephalopod Sentry, an Incubation Sac, and then we're going to see a Mere Convert. All right, and if you're interested in seeing the full inventory that is available to members of the channel at the Give Me the Data level, if you sign up for the Give Me the Data level, you get access to the mtgboxanalysis.com, where you can download every single MTG box analysis I've ever produced. And it's a great way to support the channel. All right, so we finally see ourselves a Phyrexian land here. So we got the island, followed by a Basilica Shepherd in foil. Then we're going to see a Jor Kadeen First Gold Warden as our rare, with a Vat of Rebirth, Cinder / Ravager, and a Necrogen Communion. All right. Next pack up. Keep thinking there could be a list hit, but of course those are set boosters, not draft boosters. So we got the Phyrexian Might, followed by the Plains. And then we're going to see an Unctus Grand Meditech coming in as our rare, followed by a Silovac Battle Chair, a Hex Gold Halberd, and an Infested Flesh Cutter. So none of the big hits yet, but there's still a ton of packs to go. I would say I'd like to see another Mondrak, but I think I've got like 6 of them. So we got a Phyrexian Horror, got ourselves a Swamp. Oh, look at that, everyone. So this right here is the most valuable card that you can pull. This is the Sheoldred the Apocalypse Concept Praetor inside of a draft booster pack. This card is valued around $80. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, so we're just going to put that one down to the side right there. Then we're going to see a Plated Onslaught, followed by a Viral Spawning, a Ravenous Necrotian. So that is the first time I've ever pulled a Concept Praetor out of a draft booster pack. I knew you were eligible to get them, but I have never seen one in the 5 or 6 draft boxes that I've opened of this product. So hooray. All right, so this one kicks off with a Drone token, followed by a Mountain. And then we are going to see a Tyrannix Rex Showcase Mythic coming in. Very cool to see this. It is only valued at around $3 or so, but nice to see it in that framing. Then we got ourselves a Rib Skiff, followed by a Paladin of Predation and a Furnace Punisher. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I only paid around $80 for this box. So that one card pays for this entire box. So if I were to sell it online, minus some fees or whatnot, essentially I'm getting 539 cards for free. All right, so we got a Rebel, followed by a Forest, and then we're going to see a Soulless Jailer coming in as our rare, with a Tamiyo's Logbook, followed by an Unctus Retrofitter, and then a Font of Progress. And in case you're curious, from the Concept Predator perspective, Elish Norn's valued at around $37, Jin Cataxis right around $10, Shieldred, of course, at $81, Urbrask at just around $6, and then the Vorinclex Monstrous Raider is valued the second highest at $42. So we got ourselves a Phyrexian Golem with a Plains. Then we're going to see a foil Volt Charge with a Seachrome Coast, and then an Ichorplate Golem, an Infectious Bite, Chittering Skitterling. Wow. I don't know, I'm still blown away. $80 card in the draft box. All right, so let's see what else we can find. So we got a Phyrexian Mite. We got ourselves a second Phyrexian land here. We got a Serum Snare in foil with Blue Sun's Twilight, followed by a Gleeful Demolition. Then we're going to see an Unnatural Restoration with a Bladed Ambassador. All right, next pack up, got ourselves a Poison Counter. Then we're going to see ourselves a regular Island, followed by Jor Kadeen, First Gold Warden, this time in the Showcase treatment, followed by a Slaughter Singer. Then we're going to see a Billowas Skull Dweller and an Expand the Sphere. All right, final pack in stack number 1 here. And for those of you counting along, that would make this pack number 12. So we got a Phyrexian Mite. We do have the Phyrexian Swamp. This will be the only Phyrexian land valued over $1. So very cool to see that. And then behind that, we're going to see a Skrelv's Hive coming in, currently valued just over $1, with a Bladehold War Whip, Resistance Skywarden, Veil of Assimilation. All right, so I'm just going to move this pile, I guess, over there, sort of keep it on camera. All right, this pack kicks off with the Rebel token, followed by another Phyrexian Swamp. Very cool. I'll take Duplication there. And then we're going to see the Vindictive Flamestoker, followed by the Gleeful Demolition, the Ossification. This is going to be an uncommon valued right at $1. And then we're going to have the Porcelain Zealot. All right, what does this pack have in store for us? We got a Rebel, followed by the Phyrexian Mountain. And then we're going to see a Black Sun's Twilight with the Charforger, the Exuberant Fuseling, and then Against All Odds. All right. All right, another Rebel token. Probably going to see the most Rebels in this, or the most Rebel tokens of any token in this box. With a Swamp, followed by a Kenneth Crucible Goliath, this time in standard frame. Then we're going to see another Ossification, valued just over $1. Then a Feed the Infection with an Urbrask Anointer. Very cool. All right, we got the Phyrexian Beast a token with the Plains. Very cool. So now we have every single land. We got ourselves the Maze Hunter, followed by Tyvar Jubilant Brawler coming in as our rare. Then we're going to see a Drown in Ichor with a Voidwing Hybrid, and then a Minor Misstep as our last uncommon. Getting close to the halfway point there. So far, just the one big hit, the Shieldred, but it was massive. So no complaints. If we see nothing over $1 for the rest of the box, I'm still happy with the way that this box performed. So we are going to see Thrun, Breaker of Silence coming in. Then we're going to see a Magmatic Sprinter with an Atmosphere Surgeon and an Ambulatory Edifice. I think we're actually tracking pretty well from a mythic perspective. If I'm not mistaken, we're probably up to 4 or 5 already, including Shieldred. So we got a Samurai with a Mountain, and then we're going to see a Staff of Completion, another mythic coming in. This is valued just around $3. Then we're going to see the Cephalopod Sentry, a Serum Snare, and a Tyvar Stand. This uncommon, valued just over $1 as well. All right, so since you made it halfway through the video, I just want to let you know about today's channel sponsor. That's going to be trollandtoad.com. And if you use my code MTGBox5 at checkout, they'll give you 5% off any product sold by them. So head on over to trollandtoad.com and use my code MTGBox5 to save yourself some money and to support the channel. So we got a non-token token with a Forest, followed by Miglaw's Maze Crusher coming in as our rare, with an Oxida Finisher, Distorted Curiosity, Vat Emergence, all right, next pack up, we got another Phyrexian Beast token, followed by a plain old island, and then we are going to see a foil Cephalopod Sentry with an Argentum Masticore as our rare, an Armored Scrap Gorger. Then we're going to see a Venomous Brutalizer, followed by a Resistance Skywarden. All right, this pack kicks off with yet another Rebel token, followed by a Phyrexian Island. Very cool. Then we're going to see a Norn's Wellspring with an Atraxa Skitterfang, Hexgold Hoverwings, then a Font of Progress. All right, 3 more packs to go in this stack, and then we'll move on to the final 12, and then jump right into the MTG box analysis. So we got ourselves a Swamp, followed by a Graz, the Unstoppable Juggernaut, with a Noxious Assault, a Nimrazor Paladin, and then a Hexgold Halberd. All right, we've got the Phyrexian Horror with the Mountain. And we are going to see a Green Sun's Twilight. So we're getting quite a few of the Twilights in this particular box, with a Vivisection Evangelist, a Prosthetic Injector, and then we're going to see a Chitterling Skitterling. All right, final pack in stack number 2. No big hits in this particular stack. They were all, or it was in stack 1. All right, so we got ourselves a Rebel, a Plains, a Glistener Seer, followed by Koth Fire Resistance coming in the Showcase treatment, with a Churning Reservoir, a Necrosquido, and then a Reject Imperfection. All right, so let's go ahead and slide this stack on over. Let's move this pile of commons and uncommons up, and let's go through the last 12 packs and see if we're going to see more than one card valued over $10 in this box. So we got the Cat, followed by a Forest, and then we are going to see a Kemba Ka Enduring as our foil rare. And then our regular rare is going to be a Nissa Ascendant Animus coming in. Very cool to see this. It is valued just around $2, so we'll take that. I am going to be having a video this weekend with arena gameplay, and it's kind of surrounding Nissa, so check that out if you got a second. So we got an Evolving Adaptive with a Bladed Ambassador and an Unnatural Restoration. All right, so we got a Phyrexian Horror. Don't think we've seen that token yet today. And we got ourselves another Swamp. Very cool. Followed by a Mirex from the Land Cycle as our rare, with a Tamio's Logbook, a Jawbone Duelist, and then a Nahiri's Sacrifice. Just clean up that pile a little bit here. Awesome. All right, got another Samurai here with another Phyrexian Forest. Very cool. Followed by Red Sun's Twilight. So I think we've got 4 of the 5 so far, with a Scheming Aspirant, a Serum Core Chimera, and an Expand the Sphere. So I think that brings us up to 8 or 9 of the Phyrexian lands, which is pretty good, I think, for a draft booster box. It's very similar ratio to that of the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty full art lands. So we got a Phyrexian Might, followed by an Island. And then we are going to see the Blackcleave Cliffs coming in as a rare land, awesome, with a Rebel Salvo, a Ravenous Necrosian, and then an Apostle of Invasion. So I was kind of hoping that we would see something else of value in these packs, but like I said earlier, you literally cannot do any better than that. So we got ourselves a Rebel, another Phyrexian land here, actually a double Phyrexian land, so our first foil land. And then we are going to see a Mercurial Spelldancer coming in. This card used to actually be valued at around $5 or so. It's now dropped below $1. Then we got a Transplant Theorist with an Annex Sentry and a Necrogen Communion. Maybe I'll open up the last pack the normal way and see if that brings us some luck. So we got ourselves a Poison Counter with a regular Mountain. And we're going to see a borderless Blackcleave Cliffs. Very cool to see this. Valued at around $3 in the borderless treatment. Then we got a Swooping Lookout with a Drowning Icor and a Necrogen Rot Priest. Kind of surprising, we haven't seen any Sheoldred's Edicts coming in. That's going to be the other uncommon valued over $1. Usually in a draft box, you're good for 1 to 2 of every uncommon, so we're pretty darn close. So we got a non-token token, followed by an Island. Then we're going to see a Silevac Battle Chair coming in foil, with an Archfiend of the Dross as our rare, an Atraxa Skitterfang, Cacophony Scamp, and a Thrumming Bird in Showcase. I don't know, what do you all think? What's your take? Would you rather have one really valuable card or 4 cards that were equal to that value? Just kind of curious as to what your opinion is. Personally, I prefer the single high-value card. It allows me to kind of consolidate the value. So we got a Plains, followed by a Seed Core as our rare. Then we're going to see an Exuberant Fuseling with a Charforger and an Infested Flesh Cutter. Now, don't get me wrong, 4 $20 cards is just as nice as one $80 card. But like I said, it's just easier for me, because I have so many cards, to consolidate some of that value down. All right, we got a Phyrexian Goblin with a Phyrexian Plains. And then we're going to see Mirian Safehouse as our rare. Then we're going to see Watchful Blisterzoa, Tamiyo's Immobilizer, and a Veil of Assimilation. All right, so we're down to 3 packs. Now, if you've watched me open up one of these boxes in the past, we got down to 3 packs previously, and the last 3 packs were the best 3 in the box. Now, do I think we're going to repeat that? Probably not. But I'll put a link up at the top of the screen, so if you want to go watch those 3 packs, just rewind back to this point, go click over, and take a look. So we've got a Phyrexian Might, followed by a Phyrexian Island. And then we're going to see a Venser Corpse Puppet, followed by a Cephalopod Sentry, a Scheming Aspirant, and then a Cankerbloom coming as our last uncommon. All right, 2 packs to go, and then we'll jump into the analysis. Got ourselves a Poison with a regular old Swamp. And then we're going to see the Monumental Facade coming in with a Tainted Observer, a Viral Spawning, and Awaken the Sleeper. All right, final draft booster pack. What does this one have in store for us? All right, so we get a non-token token, followed by a plain old forest, and then we are going to see an Infectious Inquiry common foil, and our last rare is going to be Azuri Stalker of Spheres. All right, so those were not the replication of the 3 packs in my best box. So we got a Plated Onslaught, followed by Mere Convert, And there we go. Shieldred's Edict showing up in the last pack, valued just around $3. So the best uncommon of the bunch. Then we get an Escaped Experiment, a Prophetic Prism, an Ichor Synthesizer with a Whisper of the Dross, Mandible Justiciar, an Axiom Engraver, a Plague Nurse, a Mere Custodian, and then we're going to see ourselves a Furnace Strider in the back. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get all of this sorted and organized and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We'll begin the MTG box analysis by taking a look at the cards that we were eligible to obtain from a draft booster pack and comparing that to the cards that we actually saw. Then we're going to review the non-foil and foil coverage along with coverage by rarity and duplication. Then to establish a baseline for value, we'll look at the current value of the set and then break down the actual observed value by non-foil and foil. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary and a comparison of 4 other draft boxes open on the channel. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 140 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. We'll be kicking things off with a comparison of the cards inside of the box as compared to the cards that we were eligible to pull. Using this chart, we can see the foils we observed in orange, the non-foils we observed in green, and the set in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw a variance of only 3 cards between the primary colors of Magic, with blue having the least at 75, and white and black featuring 78 apiece. Also in the non-foil space, we saw 1 Concept Praetor card. In the foil space, we saw at least 1 card in every standard category of the set. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 233 unique cards out of a possible 343, giving us 68% coverage of the set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in green with 87% coverage. And in the foil space, we saw just 12 cards, 1 in every 3 packs. This gave us 3% coverage of the set. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in today's box we saw 100% of the commons and 92% of the uncommons that we were eligible to see. We also saw 31 rares for 34% coverage and 5 non-foil mythics for 10% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 5% of the commons and 3% of the uncommons, along with 3 foil rares good enough for 3%. In total, this box contained 34 rares and 5 mythics within these 36 draft packs. From a duplication standpoint, we ended up seeing 139 of the non-foils repeated 295 times for a box duplication rate of 55%. Before getting into the value of today's draft booster box, let's first examine the potential value of the cards that we could have obtained. This chart shows all the cards available in draft booster packs utilizing non-foil market prices as of August 3rd, 2023. Currently, the set features 12 cards valued over $10, and 9 of those are valued over $20. In that category, we've got both versions of Mondrak Glory Dominus valued at $22 apiece, and then we have the 5 different versions of Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, valued between $24.55 and $51.37. The top 2 cards are both going to be Concept Praetors, with the Vorinclex Monstrous Raider valued at $41.89, and the Shieldred the Apocalypse valued at $83.39. In draft booster packs, you're also eligible to see 9 different cards valued between $5 and $10, as well as 50 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 272 cards are valued less than $1. If you were to calculate the combined value of all 343 cards utilizing non-foil market prices, the grand total would come up to be $594.24. So what did we end up seeing in today's box? Well, let's dive in, starting off with a look at the non-foil space. We only ended up seeing a single card valued over $5, but it was the absolute best possible card, with the Concept Praetor Shieldred the Apocalypse showing up valued at $83.39. We also saw 19 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 508 non-foils in the box are currently valued less than $1. And in the foil space, we completely struck out without a single foil valued over $1. Maybe next time. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through a Patreon agreement for $89 even. The current market price for these boxes as of August 3rd, 2023 is $94.13. Today's draft booster box contained 36 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing us to see 540 cards plus tokens. The 31 tokens have a current market value of $3.92. The 37 basic lands that we saw are valued at $15.34. The 353 commons that we saw are valued at $14.51, and the 111 uncommons are currently valued at $14.31. The 34 rares have a current market value of $23.39, and the 5 mythics that we pulled are valued at $96.07. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes out to be $167.54 in market value, which means that I saw a gain of $78.54 over the price I paid, which means that I saw a return of 188% of my purchase price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 10 cards valued over $2 in the box, and they have a current combined value of $110.48, which means that those 10 cards represent 66% of the total box value and more than paid for the box. Now, previously on the channel, I've opened up 4 other draft boxes of Phyrexia All-Be-One, and by updating their inventories to today's prices, we can see how this box performed against them. My first opening was on February 10th of this year. The best 2 cards that we saw were Vraska Betrayer's Sting and an Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Today, the cards in that box are valued at $99.52. The box from April 10th contained an Atraxa Grand Unifier and 2 versions of Elish Norn, giving that box an impressive $153.89 in card value, again using today's market prices. The box from June 14th contained another Ichor Moon Gauntlet as well as a Mondrak Glory Dominus and resulted in $118.62 in today's market value. The box from July 3rd contained a Solifim and a Mondrak Dominus, or Domini. Anyway, that box represents a market value of $117 even using today's prices. This means that despite only seeing a single card valued over $5 in today's box, it was still the best box of all 5. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.